Welcome to the Amanda Show. We have lots of dogs. I can already tell my poof is crooked, so we already have problems.
Yes, I think I'm falling in love. I think I'm falling in love.
Welcome to today's video, a sit-down video. If you guys couldn't tell, I have a different background today. I kind of feel like I wanted to make it more personal and just like bring you guys into my room with me, and I don't know, tell me if you like it, if you like the original or you like this better. I will eventually be doing like an updated house tour because as I've been like buying more things for decor and stuff like that, a ton of people are like, where did you get this? Where did you get that? We want to see it all put together. So when I get everything all situated and put together, I will definitely be doing that for you guys. But today's video is actually more personal, more intimate, more just kind of like what has been going on with me. Not that I feel like I have to explain myself or like justify anything per se. It's just that I kind of feel like I have this relationship with you guys, and you can tell when something is not right. You can tell when I'm not feeling like myself, or you can tell when just I'm off. And so obviously I hadn't been posting on Instagram. I took a little break from YouTube, but we'll go ahead and start from the hurricane, which is where I kind of took my hiatus. Obviously I wasn't vlogging anything, we didn't have power, but thank you, by the way, for everybody that sent me a comment and a message and all that other stuff on Instagram and Twitter. I am fine. Our house was fine during the hurricane. Just some like superficial damage on the fence, nothing crazy. And like I said, we were without power and cable and electricity for not too bad, but enough to make you go crazy. Like the shit storm, literally and figuratively, that kind of progressed into this when it rains it pours type thing that was going on. And it was just like a very stressful 2 weeks between prepping for the hurricane, figuring out where we were gonna stay. We didn't have shutters. I was going through a lot of personal things that, to be honest, I don't really want to like get into, and I hope that you guys understand and respect that. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, you put yourself out there on social media, like you need to just tell us. It's not fair. But I am still a human being, and it's not really fair to me, and to, you know, it does involve other people as well, and I just don't really want to get too much into it. It's nothing that's currently affecting me now. Everything is okay. But during that time period around the hurricane, obviously, as you guys could tell, I was going through a little bit of a rough time. So I'm just gonna kind of leave it at that, but everything has worked itself out, and I don't want to say 100% back to normal, but kind of back to normal and feeling like myself again, and everything is okay. The sun is shining, there's no more hurricanes, we have electricity. It's a good day. Adding on to that whole situation, a lot of people asked me on Instagram like what I do personally to deal with anxiety when it gets bad. One of my big stressors for anxiety is being out of my routine, and obviously because of everything that had happened, I was out of my routine. I wasn't in my house. It was just like very uncomfortable for me, and I took to reading, to meditation, trying to do some yoga, trying to like be as positive as I could be, even if it was kind of like forced, if you will. I just kind of did that whole like fake it till you make it type thing, and it works here and there, but you know, I had my fair share of breakdowns. But it's never gonna be perfect. I'm gonna have bad days, but it's just difficult for me to act like that on camera. You know, like I feel like it's important for me to put out things where I'm genuinely happy and you guys, you know, get positivity and enjoyment and light out of my videos, and I just didn't feel like vlogging during that whole thing would have been appropriate or real, because I don't want to act fake to you guys, even though I was kind of trying to like pump myself up, if that makes sense. School. This is like not really a Q&A, but I'm just going off the top of my head of things I've seen people comment over the past week. School, yes, I'm still in school, getting my bachelor's in exercise science and health promotion, and I am still currently taking clients. If you're interested, the link to my website is below, or you can just shoot me an email if you want to talk to me one-on-one. I always talk with every single potential client before I actually sign them up for nutrition coaching, just because I want to make sure that we're going to be a good fit. I want to make sure that we're going to work well together, and I understand your goals and you understand what I'm going to do for you. So yes, still taking clients. Shoot me an email if you'd like. Another thing, I know I said I'm going to do the Nike Metcon versus Noble video. That's coming after the next video. I already filmed it, I just have to edit it and get it up for you guys. And I'm also going to be doing a giveaway with one of the pairs of Nobles because, as you'll see in that video, they didn't fit me right, so I'm going to go ahead and give them away to one of you guys. So stay tuned for that video. So the last thing that I kind of just wanted to briefly talk about in this video is how I personally deal with tracking macros or going to the gym or being motivated during a hurricane, if you will, not a literal hurricane, but an emotional hurricane. And I think the first thing that I always tell people and that I tell to myself is like, think about what you have control over. If you're talking about a literal hurricane, you know, like Hurricane Irma, I have no control over Hurricane Irma and if we're gonna lose power and the kinds of foods that I'm gonna be, you know, eating during a hurricane like that. And that's just something that I have to accept and do the best with what I can. When it comes to an emotional hurricane, I kind of like to take that and apply it the same way. For example, when I go through something, you know, whether I'm upset about something or something unexpected happens and it takes an impact on my day or something, I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to eat. I don't typically reach for food as in like a comforting sense. I'm the opposite. If I start to feel sick or anxious, I don't want to eat anything. And so I know it's common though for people to be the opposite, where they want to reach for food. And something that I like to remind people and my clients as well is you don't want to have that kind of like negative connotation with food. People will be like, oh well, I can eat this because I worked out today, or I'm going to eat this donut but then I'm going to go work out to work off the donut. And it's kind of the same on the opposite side of things. Like, you don't want to think about food as a reward for feeling a certain way, if that makes sense. And that's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying like don't eat a donut if you want to eat it. I'm just saying like think about the reason why you're eating it, or if you feel guilty or upset or something like that, try to think of a positive thing that you could do instead. A lot of people say, well, I don't have any motivation right after I go through a breakup or get into a fight with my boyfriend or girlfriend or something, and that's totally normal. So I think that that's just something that I try to take out of the situation, and I try to do something positive instead. And for me, you know, that's doing a workout, maybe not necessarily going to the gym, just going for a run to clear my mind or something like that. And even though my motivation might not be super high at the time, I actually will tell myself, like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it, and you're gonna feel better afterwards, and you're gonna be so glad that you did it. And I'm telling you, every single time I've done that, I always feel so much better. Obviously, this kind of goes without saying, I'm not talking about if you're sick or something like that, but if you're just kind of feeling down in the dumps and you're just like, I don't wanna work out, I don't wanna eat healthy, I guarantee you, if you actually take the time to force yourself into it and go for a run, do something like that can bring your spirits up, I don't know, do like a yoga routine or something, and I promise you will feel better afterwards. At least that's how it is for me. And then if I wasn't hungry after or before that, then I'm hungry after, and then we're all good. But no, during the actual hurricane, I did a lot of estimating, although we didn't have power, so I didn't really have to cook anything. I grilled and I eyeballed a lot of chicken and beef, and a lot of the stuff that I ate was packaged because we couldn't keep it in the fridge, so it was actually kind of easy to track my macros. But I've kind of gotten to this point where I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at body-wise. The reason I track macros is because I want to make sure that I get enough protein and carbs and I'm eating enough to fuel my workouts. Like I just mentioned, I'm the kind of person who will like not eat when I'm stressed or nervous or anxious. And so having something like a routine and specific numbers that I'm used to, it just makes it easier for me to know what I have to eat, make sure I'm eating enough for my workouts, and it just makes me feel better. I'm not so obsessed with like the actual gram number or like the weight on the scale, which by the way has been completely maintenance for the last like 2 months. But I just feel like this place that I'm at mentally with tracking and everything is just much more relaxed, and because I'm in maintenance, so it's just not really as big of a deal to me. I would say if anything, the motivation for the gym is kind of where I lose more of that positivity. And it's funny because last year around this exact time I had the same problem, and I don't know what it is about this like September month, because fall is my favorite, but I always seem to lose motivation. And typically I'm like waking up in the morning super excited to go and train and whatever, and I have just been like not feeling it, you know, just doing the bare minimum that I have to do on my training, and it's definitely showing. So I'm trying to like use the advice that I tell other people for myself and just kind of like keep pushing through it and keep going until that eventually goes away. But that's normal, it happens to all of us, and I just have to accept that that's a part of weightlifting, and I'm gonna hate it some days, and then some days I'm gonna love it, and hopefully that'll happen again. And also just something that I kind of want to reiterate to you guys, and I know that I've said this before in videos, but there is like so much more to life than just fitness and working out and tracking your macros. And you know, I just encourage you to do the best that you can do to live a balanced life, and to be healthy doesn't necessarily mean to like have a six-pack or to squat a ton of weight. You know, like being healthy should be taking care of your mental health and your physical health as well. Like I've seen some of these fitness people who are like fitness fanatics and they don't even floss their teeth. Like physical health, physical hygiene, making sure you're sleeping enough. While all of those things can kind of relate to being like healthy, there's just so much more to it than like going to the gym and tracking your macros. That's not the end all be all of fitness or health or even happiness. Like there's so many more things in life that are so rewarding. I'm not saying like more so than fitness, but just in a different aspect. Don't feel like you have to be so obsessive with things in order for them to make you happy. And that's something that I've really learned myself as well over the past couple years, just, you know, working out and doing things like that. I feel like a lot of these fitness crazed people are gonna look back on their life and have nothing else to show for it other than the gym. I'm not saying anything bad about the gym, believe me. I absolutely love the gym and I love eating well and all that kind of stuff, but just don't neglect other parts of your life to be so concentrated on fitness. Try to find a healthy balance, and that's just kind of my take on like health and happiness, and I think that it definitely should be a balance of both. So anyways, that is where I'm going to close out this video. Thank you guys so much for just the positivity and the comments and everything. I'm very fortunate to be somebody on social media who doesn't really deal with a lot of like hate and just meanness. So many of you are just so kind and encouraging and uplifting, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much, and also thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of this week's vlogs. They will be back to normal daily vloggies and meal prep Mondays and grocery hauls and all kinds of stuff. So stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next video.